Stop using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word, two-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there. Not getting down with your tactics, undoctrinal practice.
Shalawam, everybody. Ahthah. I greet you in the name of Ahayah, Bahashem, Yashaya, Rawach. Welcome again to the Crystal Jones Show. It's the show that's all about life's balance. And I am your talk show host, Crystal Jones. Now, today what we are going to start out with, I'm going to give you my contact information. You can watch my television show every single week on Saturdays. Go to bronxnet.tv, channel 951 and 2137, the Inspire channel. You can find me on your cable channels as well on channel 951 and 2137. All right, every Saturday from 7 to 8 p.m. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share my videos. Like them, but subscribe. All right. Also, you can look, you can see what I'm doing on Facebook at The Crystal Jones Show. You also can catch me on Instagram. I have a lot of inspirational biblical quotes there. And also, you could always write to me at thecrystaljoneshow@gmail.com. And you can see me on HebrewConnect.tv. All right. Now, today we're going to go to the scripture of the day because the word of God is very important. We're going to go to Psalm 103, 13 through 17 in the King James Version, okay? It says, like as a father pitieth his children, so the Lord pitieth them that fear him. So, excuse me. The Lord pities us because he knows that we're mere mortals, right? We're people. So as long as we fear him and we stay in his graces, he pities us when we have our troubles, our afflictions and stuff like that. He looks down and he sees about us. For he knoweth our frame, he remembereth that we are dust, right? As for man, his days are as grass, as a flower of the field, so he flourisheth. That's the 15th verse, all right? The 16th verse says, for the wind passes over it. I'm in verse 16 now. For the wind passes over it and is gone, and the place thereof shall know it no more. In other words, we're here today, but we're gone tomorrow. It's appointed unto man once to die, and after death is judgment. So we're here today, and tomorrow we're gone, right? So in the 17th verse, it says, but the mercy of the Lord is from everlasting to everlasting upon them that fear him, and his righteousness unto children's children. So though we come and go, God's mercy is on us and our people, those who love him, those who serve him, from generation to generation. All of our generations will be blessed as long as we look to the Lord and fear him. All right. Now, today's news, I wanted to cover something. Be careful of people coming to your door talking about some entity has sent them to check about your kids. And this is a crazy thing that's going on. We're finding a lot of young people, not just young, infants and babies, but, we're seeing a lot of our people in college being snuffed out and their body parts are missing. I'm sure you all heard of the young man. I forgot what part of the country he's from, but his body turned up in the waters and his eyes were missing, all of his organs. Like, what is going on, right? So you also have these crazy ones that are going around knocking on doors saying that they have some kind of papers to come and see about your child, and then they'll make up something so that, the services can come and take your children. And there's a lot going on within that entity, okay? So be careful, because this organ harvesting stuff is crazy out there. Be careful. People come, call the local police, find out about these people, and you want a warrant. who are these people to be coming and getting your kids? It's a lot of craziness going on. Watch your kids, y'all, because people are organ harvesting like crazy. All right, so be careful. Don't let somebody just come in telling you they were sent by some service to come check about your child. No, you want to see a warrant. You want to know what's going on. Get your lawyer. No, don't listen to these people. All right. Okay, so you all know that, my ministry is definitely, towards the helping of my people. We are Hebrew Israelites. We also, help the Gentiles too to come to the knowledge of the truth, right? So yes, you may see me and different ones. We have a particular dress code, which is modest apparel. So we're going to watch, basically 2 videos that show you about our head wraps and our casual style of clothing. Our head wraps I'll go into another time of why we wear our head wrap. The Bible talks about how we're supposed to cover our heads because of the angels, and our hair is given for a covering, but we're supposed to cover our head when we're praying. It's for the purpose of prayer. When you're praying, your head is supposed to be covered. So I'll go into that another time, because today, I'm still teaching about Queen Esther. All right, so let's take a look at those 2 videos now.
Locked and loaded, guns up blazing, dodging bullets cause they aiming, hiding in the shadows, lurking, battlefields on fire, burning. Since the day that I was born, been holding my position. Fire everything I have, then reload ammunition. People falling left and right at the hands of the wicked. Only the strong will survive, I'm fighting to the finish. This is the tell all my life, this is the tell all my life, this is the tell all my life. Living in the war zone, war zone, war zone. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I can hear the soldiers coming down. Coming to the war zone, war zone, war zone, Babylon. To live or die is the question. Can you survive under pressure? Marching in the Most High's army. Watch your back cause they be bombing. I can see the enemy, I know just where he's hiding. I can see the demons that's beside him. They think that they got me till them bullets get to flying. I'ma keep on busting till I make it back to Zion. This is the tell all my life, this is the tell all my life, this is the tell all my life. Living in the war zone, war zone, war zone. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I can hear the soldiers coming down. Coming to the war zone, war zone, war zone, Babylon. All my life, this is the tell. All my life, this is the tell. All my life, living in the war zone, war zone, war zone. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I can hear the soldiers coming down. Coming to the war zone, Babylon. Hear it, my battle cry. Can you hear it? Hear it, my battle cry. Can you hear it? Hear it, my battle cry. Can you hear it? Hear it, hear it, hear it. Calling on my soldiers, calling on my soldiers, calling on my soldiers. Whoa. This is the tell all my life, this is the tell all my life. Living in the war zone, war zone, war zone. I can hear the soldiers coming down. I
Okay, Shalawam guys. So for today's accessories, I just have on my name necklace and these natural tone wooded earrings that I got from the beauty supply store. Okay, for look number one, I'm gonna just call this like my casual chill outfit. I paired it with this long spaghetti maxi dress and this light denim wash jacket, and I paired it also with my Converse that I wear with absolutely everything. This look is really sporty, real chill, like if you're going to run errands or you're gonna take your kids to the park or something. It's just that everyday little dope outfit where you still got your fringes on, but you just threw you threw a little dress on or whatever you tried, and you still look cute. So yeah, I know, like, when I was first coming into the truth or whatever, I was just like, oh my goodness, like, what the heck am I gonna do? But I know, like, this is like my look. I would be real chill when I was wearing pants. So I just kind of had to implement like what I would wear jeans with, but switch it over to skirts. So it wasn't that hard. So yeah, you can be cute and modest and, not be frumpy and everything like old grandma likes. So, still keep the commandments, but on a budget and still look cute. I paid $3.99 for this maxi dress. So yeah, on Amazon, and I have them in plenty colors. So yeah, this is my casual look. I hope you guys like look number one. So yeah. Okay guys, so I'm gonna call this look business casual or date night. The earrings came from Walmart. The necklace was a gift from my mom, and the watch is from Michael Kors. So I just paired those together. This look is like my business casual date night look. Believe it or not, the cheetah turtleneck is not a turtleneck. It is a dress and it's short. So I ended up pairing it with the skirt, maxi skirt with the slits on the side, you'll see in a minute. And I paired it with this open cardigan, and to kind of tone it down a little bit. So yeah, and I got my fringe down there at the bottom, and I paired it with some dark black leggings because I don't wear stockings like that, and with my everyday boots. I can wear them all day. They're very comfortable, and yeah, I would advise you guys, if you have like a black maxi dress, you want to dress it up a little bit, just add a pair of boots to it and make it cute or whatever. So this is my business casual or date night look number 2. I hope you guys like this look. Okay guys, so the necklace I got from Paparazzi, and the earrings and the bracelets I got from Premier Design. And this little dress is kind of like my tribal looking dress. It has like a slip built into it, so that's a big plus. I paired it with these black leggings again and my everyday boots that I wear, and of course it has the fringes on it as well. It looks kind of Indian to me, tribal like. So yeah, I would say this could be like a like a dressy casual or casual type look. Also could be a date night as well, or everyday look. Sometimes I just like to dress up and not have no place to go. So this is look number 3. Hope you guys like it. Okay guys, with the last look, I just paired it with the same jewelry that I had on in the last clip. This is like another casual look, I would say. I got this vest from Walmart a couple of years back, and the long maxi dresses from Amazon. I ended up implementing without like having the fringe, like put the fringe, sewing it on there, and I just cut it up the sides of it and add a ribbon of blue on there. And it also has pockets and stuff, which I love. So yeah, I like it because I love wearing this vest with every freaking thing. So yeah, this is just another one of the little add-ons when like I don't have like a dress with fringes on it. I can just throw this vest on. But I ended up pairing this with my everyday boots once again, and it's super long, so I don't know, I like that about it. It's a real cozy little look. I actually wore it when I went to class here recently, so yeah. I hope you guys like this look as well. looking cute on a budget is what I'm all about. So yeah, I hope this, these looks, that you try them out and you enjoyed this video, and I enjoyed filming it. Yeah, I hope this helps out a sister or whatever struggling with trying to find out some, righteous looks or whatever. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.
Okay, so you see the different, modest apparel that we wear, because, as women, we're not trying to wear things that are like too revealing, because we are representing the Lord. We are his witnesses in the earth, and our job is to spread the gospel of Christ. Okay, our job is to awaken our people to who we are, within the 12 tribes. Of course, the Bible talks about Judah would be, the tribe to awaken first, and then the other tribes. So now we're in the day and time where the other tribes are awakening as well. I've often shared with you all who the tribes are. We have the tribe of Manasseh, who are the Cubans. The Ephraim is the Puerto Ricans. Naphtali, the people from the Isles of Hawaii and the Fiji Islands in the South Pacific. Zebulon are people from Panama and Costa Rica. The tribe of Gad is the North American and the Seminole Indians. Simeon, the tribe of Simeon, are the Dominicans. The tribe of Asher is Colombia, Brazil, and Venezuela. The tribe of Reuben, is the Australian Israelites. Issachar are the Mexicans. Judah are the Negroes, which basically are the American black people here in the United States. The tribe of Benjamin are the West Indians. The tribe of Levi are the Haitians. Okay, so we all look different because, like I said, I've told you different in other videos, we were scattered from where we were. Originally, we all started off in Jerusalem, but we got scattered when it came to the Jewish and Roman wars that we had together. But Jews were always the, black people. We came from the continent of Africa. Now, when we scattered into other areas of Africa. That's why they call us African American. But actually, we're not African. We're from the continent of Africa, but we are Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so just wanted to, let you see a little bit about our life, what type of things, how we dress and stuff like that. I'll be showing you in upcoming videos different things that we do and we believe in and stuff, so that you understand. Because, also I'll do the dress of the men. They wear the shirts with the fringes, and some of the Indians do still wear Israelite clothing, because they were over here in America way before Columbus or any of those people. Because when we got scattered, they were scattered over here. So they still kept the Jewish Hebrew Israelite teachings. So they have some of those clothing. They do wear the clothing as well. And some of the other people, from the other tribes that know who they are. A lot of people don't know who they are. A lot of Dominicans didn't know that they were Hebrew Israelites. So, and other people, that I've met people that I've let them know, yeah, you're from the tribe of Zebulon, you're Panamanian, and that's your tribe. So our people are awakening to who we are, but that's why we all look different, because we were scattered. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to go is to our missing youth. Okay, our missing youth for today, we have Yamir Du Bois. He's the first one. He's been missing since September 20th. That's from this year of 21. Okay, he lives in Albany, New York. He's 16 years old. He's a black male. He has brown eyes, and his height is 5'5", and he's 120 pounds. His hair is brown as well. All right, so if you see him, please, please, please get in touch with missingkids.org and also the local police, so that he can be returned, back to his family. All right. Now, the second person that we have today is Takari Broadbent. Okay, he's been missing since October 9th of this year of 21. Okay, he's from Rochester, New York. He's 16 years old. He's Hispanic. His hair color is brown. His eyes are brown. His height is 6 feet, and he weighs 150 pounds. So if you see Takari, please report it to missingkids.org and call your local police so that Takari can be found and reunited with his parents. Okay? All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is the spotlight. Today, the spotlight is going to be on the Hebrew Israelite women dressy clothing. So we're going to watch a video on that to see our, some of our dressy clothing that we wear for some of our feasts and things like that, or just for, our weekly Shabbats, our Sabbaths. All right. So let's take a look at that video.
Y'all gave woman unto men, and you were marvelous. I opened up my eyes, and there you stood before me. So trust, I'm gonna do what I gotta do and be that man, that righteous man of Yah who always be your covering. Cause you're so special to us, you're not like other women. You got the strength of 100 men when you're with childbearing. I love your curly hair, all woolly like the lamb's wool. And your physique is always lusted by them other girls. They want your curvy lips, they want your curvy frame, but they don't know it's all because you're called by Yah's name. They'll spend $1 trillion aiming just to be like you, but you're no carbon copy.
Okay, so you see it's basically just modest dressing. And, sometimes we dress up really, really nice. You should see the beautiful outfits that I see the women wearing, and our people look so beautiful. So just wanted to share that with you. Okay, so now we're going to go to our health and wellness tips. All right. The first thing about our health and wellness tips, what I'm going to share with you is to please eat more fruits and vegetables. For real, sometimes that's what I eat for a meal. Sometimes I'll just chop up some Brussels sprouts, the red onions, put a little garlic on it, the chopped garlic, also spinach. I'll just put that together and maybe put a little rice in there, and that's a meal. That's a meal. We don't always have to eat, heavy meals. Sometimes I don't eat meat, with my meal. I'm not totally vegan or anything like that, but sometimes that's just a meal for me. It's just my vegetables, and then as a snack or whatever, I'll have fruit, or I'll have fruit on the plate with it. One of my favorites is mango. I'll chop up some mango with it and just have it on a plate together. And it tastes very good. It's healthy for you. It helps with your weight loss as well. All right. The next thing is the business tips. Okay. Try your best to pick a platform or area that will attract clients. What is the area that will attract your clients? Is it is it a platform online? Is it a platform in your neighborhood? Maybe your neighborhood has weekly things where people come and share what they're doing, their businesses and things like that. They may have a platform where you could come and display or talk about the things that you do. So look for a platform that will help people, draw that attention to whatever it is your business is, so that you can get the clients and things like that you need, the attention that your business needs. Okay. All right. So we getting ready to go into the word of God, and we want to say Shema, Yashaya, Yasharala, Ahayah Eloheinu, Ahayah Akkad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord, He is one. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the teaching that we've been doing on the Feast of Purim. We started that last week, but we are going to continue it this week. Okay, so we went through how Queen Esther, who was one of our Hebrew sisters, okay, She became queen. She was married to a Persian queen at a time, Persian king at a time where our people were in captivity. I told you we were under like 12 different captivities. This time it was we were under, I believe, Persian rule. So we talked about how this Persian king, he was a nice king and everything, but one night he had, I guess, a little too much wine, and the woman that he was married to, Vashti, he has said to her, he has sent for her to come so that people could look at her beauty and stuff like that. And she decided she was just too good. She wasn't coming for nobody to look at her. So he got rid of her. His counselors told him, go find somebody that's better than her. So what they did was they had all these young women come and be brought to him. And Esther was amongst them. She was being raised by her cousin because her parents were dead. So that, you know, she was brought up in the ways of Hebrew. She was a Hebrew Israelite. And so her cousin who brought her up, Mordecai, taught her of the Hebrew ways and everything. And he figured, well, since this king is looking for a wife and his cousin looked good, he's, gonna let her go there, because he knew that that would save his people, because at that time, again, we were hated just like we are today and always have been and will be until we see Christ, right? So this man is thinking, okay, marriage is a business. And now I understand better why people in the foreign countries thought of marriages as business, because it's the prosperity of the family, right? So now, Esther was chosen. Her husband, the Persian king Ahasuerus, he put the crown on her head and all of that, right? So now we're in chapter 3. So it says, and after these things, King Ahasuerus promoted Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. Okay, so this man was an enemy of ours, right? And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman. Now, at the time, nobody knew what Haman was up to. That's why I'm telling you, he became an enemy of ours. So all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and they reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai, who was Esther's cousin, he bowed not, nor did he reverence him. Why? Because in our laws and commandments, it says, thou shalt not worship anybody but God, right? You not to bow down to anybody, no graven image, nothing. God is who we worship. That's it, right? So in all the king's servants that were in the king's gate, they bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him, but Mordecai wouldn't bow. Then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, why does this man transgress the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, right? For he had told them that he was a Jew. They kept coming to Mordecai saying, man, you're supposed to bow. He was like, nah, I'm Jewish. We don't do that. I'm a Jew. Nah, Jews don't do that. We're not bowing to no person. None of that. Okay, you know our laws, statutes, and commandments. Stop playing with me. I'm not doing it, right? So, and when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, he was full of wrath, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. So they showed Haman that these people were Jews, that Mordecai and Esther and them were Jews, right? Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai, right? So now the king doesn't know all of this is going on. This is all going on behind his back, right? The king is in his parlor doing whatever stuff that he got to do, right? In the first month, that is the month of Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month of Adar. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. So now Haman gonna tell on the Jews so that he can get all of us killed, right? But the king doesn't even realize he's married to a Jew because he married Esther, but Esther never told him that she was a Jew, right? So he doesn't know that this woman is Jewish and that this is her cousin that's not paying tribute to one of his people that serve him, that one of the king's servants, right? So there's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. See, we were scattered even then. All right. And their laws are diverse from all people. Our laws are different because the Persians, and to this day, all these other groups, they serve idol gods. They serve more than one God. Some serve the sun, the moon, the stars, and all of these different gods. We don't do that, right? So he says they're diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. So he's saying these people don't even serve what you're telling us to serve. So you should just go on and kill them. So he said, Haman is saying to the king, if it please the king, let it be written that they be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasuries. So he's going to pay people to kill us. Kind of sounds like what goes on today, right? People are paid to kill our people, in different ways, whether it's the prison system, all kind of different things. These people are paid to kill our people. Nothing has changed. It's still the same thing. They just do it in different ways. I could name all kind of platforms that we're not even thinking about where they kill our people physically, spiritually, and natural, all kind of different ways naturally, right? In sports, all kind of things, right? So, and the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. So this king don't realize he's going against his wife, right? And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also to do with them as it seemeth good to thee, right? Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants and to the governors that were over every province and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring. So now this thing is sealed, right? The king has sealed this thing, like saying, I want this thing done. Go ahead and do it. You got me. I got your, I have your back on this. No matter what, this is it. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, Hebrew Israelites. They wanted to kill all of us. All right. Both young and old, little children and women in one day. They would try to kill all of us in one day. Even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for prey. So they were going to kill us and take our riches. Because remember, we weren't the poor, broke people they want you to think that we are today, because they look at us as all, most of us, they feel live in projects and all of that. Not that there's anything wrong with living in the projects, because think about it, the economy is so ridiculously high. Who can a lot of people can't even afford to live anywhere, right? That's why you got so many people in the streets and stuff. So that's no fault of their own. That's a problem in government, right? So now, our people back then, we had a lot of riches and things like that. We came from kings and queens and stuff like that. So we had riches. Now, at times we were taking into, bondage because we didn't listen to the Lord. So that was a problem of ours, not listening, right? So the copy of the right. Okay, so now The copy of the writing for commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people. They sent this out to everybody, kill them people, right? That they should be ready against the day. The post went out being hastened, okay, by the king's commandment. And the decree was given in Shushan, the palace. This is where Esther lives. She doesn't know this is going on, right? And the king and Haman sat down to drink. But the city Shushan was perplexed. They were like, what is going on that all of a sudden they want to kill all these Jews? What? What's that about? Right? So now we're going to go to chapter 4 of Esther. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes. Mordecai was, remember, Esther's cousin. So he rent his clothes like, oh my Lord, they're going to kill our people, right? And put on sackcloth and ashes. That's like, you know, when you anoint your head, you're seeking the Lord. Like, God, you know, help me. When they put on sackcloth and ashes back then, they were like mourning. Like, there's something going on. We need your help. Please, God, hear us from heaven. So he rent his clothes. He tore his clothes. He put on sackcloth and ashes and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and a bitter cry, Lord, help us. Lord, help us, right? He went out there. He didn't care who saw him. He ain't trying to hide. He wants God's help, right? And came even before the king's gate. He even came before the king's gate. For none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. So, you know, because that was a Persian king. They had other ways of doing things. They didn't understand sackcloth and ashes, right? So, and in every province whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews and fasting. They weren't eating anything, all right? And weeping and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes, right? So now the people in Shushan are like, what's going on with the Jews? Why are they so upset? Why are they crying? What's going on? So Esther, you know, our sister in the Lord, you know, our you know, Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it to her. They came and told her what's going on. This is going on with your people, Esther. Girlfriend, this is what's going on with your peeps. All right. So then was the queen exceedingly grieved. So Esther's grieved now, right? And she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai and to take away his sackcloth from him. But he received it not, because she didn't know what was going on. Why was he acting like this, right? Then called Esther for Ahayah, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. Go find out what's going on with my cousin. So Ahayah went forth to Mordecai into the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay the king's treasuries for the Jews. So, you know, he totally explained to him that Haman is paying people to kill our people, you know, to destroy them. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it to Esther and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king to make supplication unto him and to make requests before him for her people. So now Mordecai is sending word through this servant, tell Esther she got to go to her husband and tell him he has got to stop this thing that is going forth in the earth. They're going to kill our people. She has got to stop it. She's the queen now. Her husband's the one that's there. He can put a stop to it, right? And Ahayah came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake unto Ahayah and gave him commandment unto Mordecai, right? All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king should hold out the golden scepter, that he may live. But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days. So this is kind of like a business marriage, you know. So she hadn't been called in to see the king for 30 days. So I guess he was doing his thing because they had concubines and all. You know, this is a Persian king. Okay, he's not a Hebrew king. He's a Persian king. So they probably have, you know, many wives and concubines and all this nonsense. So he hadn't called Esther in to see him for about 30 days. So they told Mordecai what Esther said. Then Mordecai sent an answer to her. Don't think within yourself that you're going to escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. You're a Jew too. You better stand up for your people, little girl. Stop this nonsense. I brought you up right. You know you're a Hebrew Israelite. Your husband doesn't know this. Flat out, time to tell the truth. All right. For if you altogether hold your peace at this time, then shall enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. So all these people that were against us, are against us, or whatever, okay, those who can help us, if they hold their peace, help will arrive for us from another way. All right. So, but thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed. So those who are against us, the same thing they wishing on us gonna come on them. All right. And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? You acting like you don't even know us now. Who knows if God chose you to come to the kingdom just to save us alive right now? So wake up, Esther. You ain't nobody, right? So you're not better than your, you know, you may be great now, but you're not better than your people. You're supposed to, you know, look out for your people. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer. Go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan and fast ye for me and neither eat nor drink 3 days. So she said, okay, I hear what you're saying. Fast and pray for 3 days. Don't eat nothing. Don't drink nothing. Just seek the Lord for 3 days. All right, for me, because I'm going into him, even though I know if I approach him and he hasn't called for me, he could kill me. But if I perish, I perish, right? So don't eat or drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise. And so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. And I've told you all many times, you got to be willing to die for what you believe in. So she said, hey, if I perish, I perish. But at least you'll fast and pray for me, so that when I go in, I'll have God's favor. And if the Lord still sees for me to die, then I died, but I tried. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him, right? Because she's the queen. So now it came, chapter 5. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel. She dressed up, girlfriend was looking good. Like something like the video I showed you. Some of those little dresses that they had in there look pretty, you know, some of those dresses look kind of royal, right? So she put on her royal apparel and she stood in the inner court of the king's house over against the king's house. See, the king had his own house. The king had his house. The queen had her house, right? Over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house over against the gate of the house. And it was so when he saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And he held out to Esther the golden scepter. He held out the scepter. She can come through, right? So the scepter was in his hand, and Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, what wilt thou, Queen Esther, and what is thy request? It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom. So he did in his own strange way love Esther, as you know, I guess along with his other wives or whatever, right? So he did love Esther, right? So he told her, whatever you request, I'll give it to you. And Esther answered, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for them. So Esther is getting ready to set Haman up. Oh, this girl, she was wise, all right? She didn't just splat out, blah, 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 this is going on. She set it up. So she said, if it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman, our enemy, come this day unto the banquet that I prepared for him. So she's like, okay, yeah, well, I'm going to prepare a meal for Haman. He's, he's one of your, royal people. And so let him come, right? Then the king said, Cause Haman to make haste that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared, right? She prepared this banquet. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom, it shall be performed. Even if she wants the half of the kingdom, this man is the Persian king. He's willing to give it to this Jewish woman. He doesn't realize she's Jewish. She's Hebrew. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my quest is, if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has said. So she gonna drag this thing on another day. Then went Haman forth that day, joyful with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, so Mordecai again was not bound down to this man. He stood not up nor moved for him. He was full of indignation against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. So Haman is, thinking he's, all of that and then some more, as we see in this kingdom now, where people who have been, preferred above others, they're being set up and they don't even realize it, right? So is Haman being set up here, right? Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she prepared but myself. And tomorrow I'm invited unto her also with the king, right? Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. So he's saying, I feel good about what Esther's doing, but I see Mordecai. Now, he doesn't know that Mordecai is her cousin. He hasn't, put two and two together. Mordecai and Queen Esther are relatives. They are Jews, right? So then says Zeresh, Haman's wife, and all his friends unto him, let gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king, that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. So he's planning to kill Mordecai by hanging him by a hanging on the gallows, right? Then go thou in merrily with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made. So the weapon may form, but it won't prosper. No weapon formed against God's people shall prosper. They may think that it's forming, that it's because it's forming, and they're throwing things out at us, but it ain't gonna prosper, right? So, so now we're in the 6th chapter, right? So I'm just making sure. Okay, I have a little bit of time left, but I'm good. This is gonna be over a course of several weeks, so don't worry about it. If I don't, whatever I don't finish, I won't finish today. I'm going into the 6th chapter now, right? On that night, could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles, and they were read before the king. And it was found written that Mordecai, right? Now, remember now, the king can't sleep for some reason because he doesn't realize he has a Jew of a wife, and she's anointed by God. So God is troubling this king in his sleep. So he can't sleep. So, the Lord is moving on this king. And he commanded that the book of records be brought to him. For some reason, God is showing this Persian king that does not serve our God. He's bringing him the message. That's why it's important to be in a marriage that God has ordained, so that God can speak to that man and your household will be blessed. All right. So he said it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh, 2 of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hand on King Ahasuerus. So he's seeing in the book of records that Mordecai has saved me from death, because two of my chamberlains that are keepers of the door, they sought to lay hands on me to kill me, but Mordecai told on them. Mordecai, who is Esther's cousin, right? And the king said, what honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai for this? Like, how come this man wasn't given anything for the good deed he did, because he saved my life, right? So then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, there was nothing done for him. And the king said, who is in the court? Now Haman was coming to the outward court of the king's house to speak unto the king, to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him. So Haman is on his way in to try to take Mordecai out, but God has already spoken to the king about Mordecai and said, something has to be done for this man. So now watch how gullible. This is that Cameron Ken spirit, where they think that they're above everybody, but they themselves are going to be taken out by that same spirit. All right. So now the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standeth at the court. And the king said, let him in. So Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor? He's thinking the king is talking about him, but the king is talking about Mordecai. Now Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to myself? He's selfish, right? And Haman answered the king, for the man whom the king delighteth to honor. This is Haman. Let the royal apparel be brought which the king used to wear, and the horse that the king rides on, and the crown royal which is set upon his head. This man is crazy. He wants to wear the king's garments, the royal crown on his head, and he wants to ride on the king's horse. Selfish, right? And let this apparel and horse be delivered to the hand of one of the king's most noble princes, that they may array the man withal whom the king delighted to honor, and bring him on horseback through the street of the city and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighted to honor. Then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai. Not you, you dummy. Not you. To Mordecai, the Jew. All right. That sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken. Right? So then took Haman the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai. Now this is God is making your enemies your footstool. He said, I will make them bow down and worship you. I'll make them honor you. I'll make them know that I have been with you. Right? Then took Haman the apparel and the horse and arrayed Mordecai. I know he was mad. He had to put this apparel and stuff on his enemy. And brought him on horseback through the street of the city. He had to bring Mordecai, the one who he's trying to kill his people. He had to bring him through the street of the city and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor. I could imagine he was, thus shall be done unto the man who the king delighteth to honor. And Mordecai came again to the king's gate. But Haman hasted to his house mourning and having his head covered. So Haman was upset when Mordecai came to the king's gate again. Haman hasted to his own house mourning. He's just, crying in tears, having his head covered. So he told his wife Zeresh and all his friends everything that had befallen him. Then said his wise men and Zeresh his wife unto him, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jews, before whom thou hast begun to fall, you will not prevail. They even know. We was known in the land, y'all. We was known. They was like, don't mess with them Jews, because when their God get mad, he gonna take you out. I'm telling you. So they said, if Mordecai is of the seed of the Jews, before whom you have begun to fall, you won't prevail against him. But surely you're going to fall before him. You're going to die. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains and hasted to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared. Because see, Esther, she mixing up. She mixing up the stuff. She getting it together. She like, come on, Lord. Come on, Lord. I'm going to show kindness to my enemies. Because remember, we say the Our Father prayer. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, or forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Meaning, as much as we forgive them, as much as we do good to people who are against us, that's how God forgives us, and he fights for us. All right? We ain't stupid, you know. So we're going to let's leave off there, and next week we're going to be going through chapters 7 through 9. I don't know if I'll finish all of it next week, but this is a part of this series. So I'm hoping you're enjoying this about Queen Esther. This is one of my favorite stories because this was a black Hebrew people. I told y'all, Israelites are black. Hebrew by blood, we're Hebrews. Hebrews are black people. And by nationality, we're Israelites, and we're from different nations with it, different tribes. I'm, from the tribe of Judah. Some of you may be from some of these other tribes, Ephraim, all of those. But if you don't even know your tribe, say the house of Judah, because that's, the house that, we basically were gathered unto. All right. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in to watch the show. I'm, Crystal Jones. Again, you could watch my show every Saturday from 7 to 8 p.m. You could go to BronxNet .tv channel 951 2137, the Inspire channel at BronxNet. Also 951 2137 on your cable channels every Saturday from 7 to 8 p.m. Also, please, let's get the numbers up for my YouTube channel. Subscribe, y'all. Subscribe. Get people to subscribe. Share my videos and like them so that attention is brought, so that our people start to know who we are, and that the Gentiles also will come, because they also believe in the Lord and stuff like that. They don't realize what lies were told to them either. All right. Also, you can see me on Instagram, The Crystal Jones Show. Write me, The Crystal Jones Show at gmail.com. Also, you can view me at HebrewConnect.tv. You can see my videos there as well. Okay. So thank you all for tuning in. Shalawam, Ahthah. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Stay in prayer. Stay in the face of the Lord. Continue to seek his face, because we're going through a troublesome time, and it's going to get worse. It's going to amp up. So we have to be ready. We have to be in tune with the Lord and know what the Lord our God is saying to us. So, I always tell you stay balanced.
Stop using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits, fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word to a sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there, not getting down with your tactics